Hi everybody, this is Eoin Hogan here, the Rural Recreation Officer for County Clare. In this presentation I'm going to cover a brief history of the Cliffs of Moher path and also just discuss some of the visitor management issues. The Cliffs of Moher path was officially opened in July 2013. Before the official path was opened, there was an unofficial trail there where people would have accessed from the Cliffs of Moher centre or from both ends, from Hag's Head and from Doolin. It's private land outside the Cliffs of Moher centre, so they would have been traversing private land in that scenario. Since 2013, all the landowners on the trail have been part of the Department of Rural and Community Development's walk scheme. This scheme pays landowners to maintain the trail that passes through their land. So we have 36 participants on the Cliffs of Moher path on this scheme. They give permissive access for walkers to traverse their land as part of the scheme. Using the VSG principles, we've divided the trail into zones. So we have the highly developed zone, the moderately developed zone, and the lightly developed zone. The highly developed zone is a section within the Cliffs of Moher Visitor Centre. There is restricted access to the cliff edge behind the flag stone walls, and there's also wardens on site to direct visitors to the centre. This is approximately a kilometre long section of the cliff edge. 1 kilometre either side of the visitor centre is what we defined as the moderately developed zone. So this again is the busiest sections of the trail. Within this section there's restricted access to the cliff edge, again via flagstone walls, but there's no wardens along this section. There are 7 landowners along this section, and it's 1 kilometre north and 1 kilometre south of the visitor centre. Outside of the moderately developed zone then we've developed the rest of the trail is classed as lightly developed. So this is the section north towards Doolin and south towards Hag's Head. Within this section there's open access to the cliff edge along these sections. So we've installed warning signage at all access points to this section and also at high risk individual locations along the trail. Now to cover some visitor management issues. Volume is the biggest challenge on the Cliffs of Moher trail. The Cliffs of Moher Centre is the second busiest visitor attraction in the country and the busiest outdoor visitor attraction in the country. A large percentage of the visitors to the centre go onto the trail, the majority of them staying within the 1 kilometre north and 1 kilometre south. As you see the figures in the graph on the right, these figures are from 2016, but they give you an idea that over a third of the people visiting the centre go onto the trail. Outside of the Cliffs of Moher centre, the trail itself is very busy and a very busy visitor attraction. So in terms of numbers, we have counters on the trail, and people who start from Doolin, we had 83,000 people use the trail in 2016. The Hag's Head end part of the trail is slightly busier, with 105,000 people using the trail in 2016. The counter we've installed on what we call the Surfer's Path, which is just north of the visitor centre at the border between the moderately and the lightly developed sections. We have nearly 70,000 people accessing that point. So they are generally what we class as real walkers. So they are generally people who walked from Doolin and walked past that point and into the Cliffs of Moher Centre. This is the border where generally the day visitors to the centre don't walk any further. We also have a counter at the exit point from the Cliffs of Moher Centre onto the trail. So again in 2016 we had over 500,000 people exit from this point. One of the biggest challenges is managing unprepared trail users. The Cliffs of Moher path is classed as a Class 5 walking trail according to the Sports Ireland classification. It is not necessarily because the physical trail is dangerous, it's the potential danger of the trail being at a cliff edge. The challenge we have is that visitors are coming to the Cliffs of Moher Centre equipped and spec'd out to visit a visitor centre and not go onto a walking trail. So they end up on the trail in flip-flops, in runners, and in suitable footwear and other to access the trail. We've installed warning signage at all the access points to the trail to warn visitors entering the trail of what they can expect. We have links on the trail through NFC chips where people can tap the trail and it'll open up a website with further details. And we also have slot-in warning signage that we can put into the trail during weather warnings or other warning areas. Myself as the Rural Recreation Officer with Clare Local Development Company and Evolve Technologies based in Ennistimon have developed the world's first trail management system. So this is an app-based trail management system where we using the app, we're able to manage the trail and manage any works that need to be undertaken on the trail. This is developed through a website-based backend. A project we're working on at the moment is to colour code sections of the trail to make it easier for the emergency service to find locations of accidents along the trail. We also have a volunteer trail programme which we've rolled out on a number of trails in County Clare, and we're going to roll that out on the Cliffs of Moher path as well. Probably the biggest challenge of the trail is the physical trail itself. When the trail was developed and designed, it wasn't developed to hold the capacity and volume of walkers that we're currently experiencing on the trail. As you can see in the picture on the right, the trail is less than a metre wide in sections, and we're getting multi-access, multi-directional people using the trail with groups, so it's just not a good experience for them. So for the future of the trail needs to be upgraded in terms of the physical trail itself, and widened in certain sections to take the volume of walkers that are needed. Thank you for reviewing my presentation, and look forward to seeing you on the Cliffs of Moher in September. On screen now are my contact details if you wish to contact me. Thank you.